Namaste. Good morning. Rohini-suta here with Krishna Disaster Relief. I'm parked in front of a Lowe's convenience store. The manager here gladly gave me a couple bags of ice. I've got a cooler in the back. And today I'm going to be passing out ice cold water. It's going to be hot today. I'll be going up to Kerrville. That's where I'm headed. I'm at least about halfway there now. Not sure what I'm going to be running into, but when I went to Lyman, Colorado for that tornado back in 1990, I also had no idea what I was going to run into. But that worked out very well, so I'm optimistic. Made me a little ID card, badge, pass, whatever. We'll see if that the manager here looked at it. So just trying my best here, working my way to Kerrville, Texas, maybe even up to Hunt, and just don't know what's going to happen, but I'll be making more videos. This is the first one. Bye for now. Well, I just spent the day in Kerrville. Could not make it to Hunt because they've got that road closed from Ingram to Hunt. Ingram is like a suburb of Kerrville. Anyhow, things went fine. I really didn't have to go to Hunt. I had plenty to do. A little bit after 4, kind of tuckered out. I ended up spending the afternoon down along the Guadalupe River there in Kerrville. I saw a big line of search and rescue vehicles going down the road, and then they turned, and so I did a U-turn and followed them, and sure enough, we cut through the parking lot of a bank, and then there's a dirt road, and that went down to the Guadalupe River. Not a road that I would say that the public uses. Anyhow, I got down there to join in the search and rescue efforts. There's still so many bodies, people missing. So many people missing. By this time, none of those people are alive. So I got down there next to the Guadalupe River. There's quite a few people there, like I say 30 people. The main group was from New Braunfels, actually right next to Greene in Greene, Texas, is their headquarters. Made friends with one of the leaders there. I gave him my Krishna Disaster Relief business card, and I told him that I had just, I had gone maybe 100 yards away from the Jeep where a lot of debris was, and I told him there was a rattlesnake. He said I was the first person to report seeing a snake. Well, yeah, he was there. And so I went back to my Jeep. I've got these, they're called snake gaiters. They basically wrap around your calf, your foot. They protect your foot, your ankles, and up to your knees on snake bites. So I went back to the Jeep and put those on, wanted to feel a little, because you're walking, searching. You'll see some of the videos of this, some still pictures. I'll add to this video. You're walking in a lot of debris, and there's no doubt about it. I was smelling dead, something dead. Now, there's all kinds. That could be a pet. That could be who knows what it is. Of course, all these people are down there looking for campers and children from the girls, the Christian summer camp that were all washed away. A lot of those haven't been found yet. Again, you can see from these videos and pictures that I'm going to add to this, there is such huge piles of debris. I mean, somebody could be underneath it, and no one would even know. I could smell something had died. I was getting whiffs of it, so I took a lot of time looking, and of course I didn't find anything, thank God. But still, the parents of these children, they want to, have their child found, and of course they do. And so, that's why I came to help. This was the first deployment of Krishna Search and Rescue. In my blueprint, I wrote a blueprint for Krishna Disaster Relief, and positively, Krishna Search and Rescue has a chapter. It's a possibility, during times of disasters like this flood or earthquakes, hurricanes. Search and rescue is an important activity. I had 3 different news organizations interview me as Krishna Disaster Relief. One from Denmark. They have their offices in New York City, and they were there. And so they asked me questions or what I was doing, and my thoughts about the disaster. Another news organization from Utah, they were there. They interviewed me, and then there were some others. So I did that on behalf of Krishna Disaster Relief. What are some of the things that most impressed me today? I mean, here I am, this is a natural disaster. I stopped under this bridge, and I think you'll see the video of that. There were these people from Dripping Springs. So now they had come from, that's closer to Austin, Texas. Well, they had come all the way here with earth moving equipment, tree cutting equipment, and a crew of men. And I was watching them clean up underneath this bridge. And it was just amazing to see they're working on a relatively small area, and it took all that equipment and all those men. It's just a tangled mess. It's just a tangled mess. They have to kind of untangle them to see if there's any bodies hidden underneath them, because when these trees fall, they're like a catch-all. They're like a net. You throw a net out in the ocean and catch a bunch of fish. Well, then when these trees fall, it's like a natural net, and all kinds of stuff gets captured. They were just barely managed to do this one little area. They had their chainsaw going. I believe I got a video of that. So that's what impressed me, is the magnitude. If it took 5 guys and 2 of these little machines to grab and pull, and if it took all of that for an area smaller than about the size of my living room, my God, I mean. And so then when I was down actually doing walking search and rescue, you could see, and I got videos of that, a lot of this equipment, some of it big, some of it small, some of them get stuck because it's quite muddy still. That was what impressed me the most, just the magnitude of this. Like when I went to Lyman, Colorado, to that natural disaster, the tornado, but it was kind of confined. The stage, I've talked about the stage in my second video, it wasn't that large. Lyman, Colorado is nothing like Kerrville. Lyman, Colorado is a relatively small town, not a city, a town, and the tornado went through part of it, not all of it. So you can wrap your head around it. But this flood here in Texas stretches from up around Hunt, and it comes down through Kerrville and eventually dumps into Canyon Lake. Well, it's about maybe 85 miles. And all along that 85 miles, there is massive damage. And really, a person their body could be found anywhere. Well, Rohini-suta again. What I'm doing now is Krishna search and rescue. I wanted to go up to Hunt, but Hunt is closed. So I'm in Ingram, Texas, not too far from Hunt. And there's a lot of people down here searching for victims of this mass drowning. So I'm going to be going through these trees and see what I can find. Krishna search and rescue is definitely an activity that I had part of the blueprint of Krishna Disaster Relief. And this is what I'm going to be doing for about an hour. If something, I might make another video here, we'll see. Bye. So I'm in Kerrville right now by the Guadalupe River. You can see the enormous damage. And what I'm beginning to appreciate, especially when I was back at that bridge, is how many people it takes just to remove a little bit of this debris. It's very labor intensive. It takes equipment. It's all tangled up and not an easy thing to accomplish. This is Krishna Disaster Relief in Kerrville, Texas. Still here in Kerrville, Texas. I just gave some cold water to some of the people who are working, searching for victims of this horrific flood. That's the air conditioner. Looks like the bark on the upstream side of those trees has all been stripped off. Guadalupe looks pretty calm right now, but on July 6th, 5th, where I'm standing now, would have been covered in water, probably chest deep. All right, this is Krishna Disaster Relief. Leaving Kerrville, I'm going to go up towards Hunt, Texas. That's getting into the area where a lot of people drowned. May they all rest in peace. Krishna Disaster Relief in Kerrville, Texas. Hello, Rohini-suta again. I'm still in Kerrville. Apparently the road going up to Hunt, where a lot of the deaths occurred and the massive damage, that road is blocked, roadblock. And it makes sense, you know, it's just a 2-lane road and there's a lot of emergency equipment. When I was in North Carolina, the same thing up there at Bat Cave, Lake Lure. They did not want a lot of people driving around. As I sit here, right here is another dump truck, just truck after truck. It takes, I am blown away by the massive scale of this disaster. The cleanup effort, just incredible, the cleanup effort. I watched a crew from Dripping Springs, now that's towards Austin. They were here underneath the bridge. I filmed that. You can, it's part of this video. And, you know, they had two bobcats, I guess you want to call them, and they had 4 or 5 guys, and they were just trying to deal with a little area, a small area. I mean, that one small area, there's probably 1 million of those little small areas. I was just interviewed by a lady from Denmark, Denmark News. She's out of New York City. So I was telling her about Krishna Disaster Relief. Then I got interviewed by a news station out in Utah. Curious about why I was here, and they wanted someone's perspective, someone who has lived here. So I've lived here for 40 years, not in Kerrville, but you know, they're very, you know, I would just tell everybody, all this water, it went right into Canyon Lake where I live, every drop of it, and that's the truth. Here. Whew. Anyhow, I'm just sitting here underneath this tree. You can see in back up there, just hundreds of trucks and so many people here. They're still looking for people who drowned. They can be underneath all these trees. Sad situation. Sorry about that. Anyhow, I'm just sitting underneath this tree trying to get my wind. I just walked 300 feet to get here. I've got another 300 feet to get to my Jeep. I'm thinking about that cheese sandwich that Sumati. This morning she made me not 1 but 2 cheese sandwiches. So kind of her. You know, so kind of her. Drinking some of my own cold water. I've got this backpack on that's full of water, but my water's this bottle's a little colder, and so all I have to do is take the cap off here. It's a great big straw. That's from the sheriff department. But anyhow, this is all about kindness. People ask me, why am I here? It really is. It's about kindness. I think I mentioned in another video, I can look back on my life and, I can think about a certain meal I ate. Oh, it was so fantastic. Oh, it tasted so good. 6 hours later, I'm hungry again, and 40 or 50 years later, I don't even remember what I ate. But what I do remember are acts of kindness. Acts of kindness. I am my blessings. We are our blessings. This news lady from Utah, she's in the sun. Her makeup is running. She's got sweat beads all over her face. And, I walk up to her. She was so happy. So she would say to herself, well, I was just standing there and this guy just walks up to me. And gives me this ice cold water. I mean, she goes, oh, I think I've been blessed. Yes, she was blessed. And me, I'm the one that gave her the water. I'm being kind. I've taken the time and the effort and the expense to hand that girl this bottle of cold water. So that's how it works. I am blessed. I'm blessed by doing that. She's blessed by receiving it. And I am my blessings. You are your blessings. We are our blessings. And it all pivots. It all centers around being kind. All right, try to make another video later.